I was here in April during the primary election in Wyoming, and I didn't know what to expect because after having been here in 2014, progressives seem to be few and far between in Wyoming. And I just kept thinking, I was out of the country and traveling and working on other projects and seeing on TV these huge crowds for Bernie Sanders. And I was wondering, what is it going to be like in Wyoming? I mean, maybe you can pull this off in other states, but in Wyoming, there's no major cities here. The biggest city, Cheyenne and Casper, around 60, 70,000 people. And I was out here, so I came out during the primary, and Charlie was volunteering for Bernie Sanders. And I was blown away. All of these people and a lot of young people came out of the woodwork, did an incredible campaign. And although Hillary Clinton ended up with more delegates because of the super delegates, Bernie actually won the state. It was really a remarkable thing to see, and it energized a lot of people. And Charlie now has, with his campaign, really tapped into that energy. And because people, it's not all about one candidate. I think everyone recognizes that, whether it's Bernie or Charlie. But it's about really fighting for change. And I think people are now thinking toward the future. There's a movement for bringing in a new Congress 2 years from now. Well, Charlie's a little ahead of it. He's sort of a Bernie-like candidate right now, and of all places, Wyoming. And it's been really inspiring to see the campaign. In 2014, Charlie lost, and he lost by a wide margin to Senator Enzi. And a lot of people ask me, what was the point of this campaign? Sure, it was fun, and he had this bus, and they drove all around the country, and he said all of these things, and he stood on principle, and he didn't take money from PACs, but in the end, he lost. So what's the point? And it's not an easy question to answer, but the way I answered it is by pointing at individuals, young people especially, who were inspired by Charlie, who made tremendous sacrifices to come here from out of state and also to volunteer here in state, Wyomingites, who gave up a lot and believed in him and believed in working toward a better future. And I felt like there was value in that, even though you couldn't really see it in the numbers and the results. And now 2 years later, I think that idea is really validated because Charlie's campaign is far bigger than it was 2 years ago. He's got an incredible group of volunteers. As he said, not a single staff person. Nobody is getting paid anything. They're all volunteers, some part-time and some full-time, which is really remarkable. And it's still underfunded. I think it just came out in the newspaper I think he's raised around $10,000. Cheney has raised $1.2 million, or perhaps more to this point. So it's still very bare bones. But it is very inspiring. And you wonder, if you started with just a few people 2 years ago, and now there are maybe a couple dozen or a few dozen people this time, who knows where things could be 2 years from now, whether Charlie is the candidate or someone else's.